The next thing we want to think about is how we can make up wee tunes or you know, layers of sound using MIDI instruments. Now, this isn't going to sound very amazing because I don't have a lot of instruments on this at the moment, having just reinstalled it, but I do have a kind of Juno clone type of VST, and I'll try that and see what we can get out. So what we want to do is insert a track, and it's insert a virtual instrument on new track. So we've got that there. And what do we want? We want the Tal Noisemaker plugin. Okay, add. I think this is the Juno copy. It might not be. I think it's something similar to that anyway. Now, what do we need to do here? We need to insert new MIDI item, because right now we've got the track all set up. You've got the meters, and you've got your mute and so on, and your FX all sorted out. And again, before I forget, we'll just mute that track so we're not hearing it. So everything's all set up. It looks like it's armed there. Let me just click that. Yeah, so it's armed for recording. Now what could happen is I could click record and then play some music and it'll come through it, but what I find is a bit easier for me is, unless I've got an actual keyboard, is set up some MIDI notes. But since we don't have a keyboard right now, and before we go into the MIDI notes, let's see what happens if we can find the virtual keyboard. There we go, virtual MIDI keyboard. And as I'd mentioned before, this makes the keys on your keyboard, your actual QWERTY keyboard, become keys on this piano. So this might sound terrible. Okay, that sounds pretty cool actually. So we've got that there. And if we wanted to record something like that, I think we have to put down a MIDI track first, but let's just check. Oh, I've accidentally hit extra keys. Oh, and I need to go back and click onto the... Okay, and now we've stopped that. If we stop and save all, we'll just, I've still got that on loop that I'd forgotten to notice. Now, what happens if we play this? Now, yeah, it looks like I've, because it was looping, it was just layering notes on top of each other. So you can, it's almost like looking at trying different takes, as it says there, take 3 of 3. Let's stop this. So that's one way you can put the tunes in, and then when you get rid of this, the notes are there, and you can output that into another track just like you do everything else. What we'll do though is we'll just delete this, and I will select that wee bit there and delete that as well. So the alternative way of doing it is going to insert and new MIDI item, and there it is, it's created this wee MIDI item, and then if I double click on that, I get the piano roll, and each of these points where I can draw in with the pencil. I'm just drawing in these notes randomly. Okay, so that's all in there. And if we close this, now that's in here. So, no accounting for my musical ability, but that's how you can write in individual MIDI notes. Now you could take time, create something really good, get some nice VSTs that produce nice sounds, pianos, whatever you want, and write it in like this and create some music or at least some tones. Let me just see if I can. I'll just delete this again and insert a new MIDI track, insert new MIDI item. I think accidentally I have put a marker in there, which I shouldn't have. Okay. So if I put insert new MIDI item, and then let's bring this up again. Let's have a mess about with the thing and see if there's anything we can. That's a bit better. So if we take that, and then we could take and now if we close all these again so we can get to see everything, and we just bring that back. If you keep that low and tidy it up a wee bit, you get like a kind of intimidating noise or theme underneath someone's speech for a scary scene or some kind of psychological scene, you know, to try and bring people's backs up. Yeah, so that's just how you can put in some MIDI notes in the virtual keyboard. Again, the virtual keyboard is when you go to view, you've got all these different things. So you've got like floating mixer, which is that there, big clock, which is the timer or the clock that you've got here. And you've got, what else we've got in here that I've not seen? FX browser, that's the window we've already seen. And track manager, track wiring. Some of these are quite new because I'm not used to this new version of Reaper. I've been using the old version for quite a while and it's considerably nicer looking. Time to renew my license. Yeah, virtual MIDI keyboard, or option B in this case if you're using a MacBook. Maybe control B or whatever for PC. And yeah, there you go. And as it says, arrow keys change octave, so you can see the numbers going up and down. And if I go to 1 and then you see this. It's quite ominous. Anyway, play about with that, see how far you get.